Greetings. I want to tell you about all the things that are compostable. So, off the top of your head, what do you think? What is compostable? Well, it's anything that you can eat. That's an easy place to start. Anything that you can eat. If you were going to eat it and you didn't, compost bin. If a farmer grew it, if it came right out of the ground, you can compost it. So if it was trimmed from your yard, compost it. Okay? If it has leaves, compost it. If it is consumable by any animal, it can probably be composted. So dog food, cat food, all that stuff can be composted. Potatoes, squash, leftover Thanksgiving dinner. Not that, I'm sure most of those leftovers were eaten, but yeah, you get the idea. Anything that you can eat, if it's in your kitchen, you can compost it. So that's mainly what gets composted. What I collect in my buckets is, it's primarily food scraps from the kitchen. And so it's fall right now. So another thing is I've been requesting that all of our compost community members fill their buckets, any excess space in their buckets, fill it with dry leaves that have fallen. Because there's just an abundance of them right now, and that is great composting material. I can guarantee you, out of the things that I've listed here, anybody watching can think of something that they have access to that could be composted, that maybe they're throwing away instead of composting, which is fine. I just have to let you know that when we send our food scraps in trash bags that have been pulled, that have been tied tight, they're airtight in there pretty much. Of course, unless a hole gets ripped in it or something, but nevertheless, once it gets packed into the ground, it is airtight. So when we send our food scraps in these airtight plastic bags to be compacted all together, we are preventing the correct breakdown process from happening. The actual decomposition that the cycles of nature will cause to happen are being severely postponed. They're being severely delayed by these practices of sending all of these materials, these organic materials that really want to break down into dirt again. They want to go back into the earth to be reused. That's the cycle of nature. If our human hands didn't have any part in it, all of the fruits and vegetables, the plants that we consume would just fall to the ground and rot there. And guess what? They become food for the ecosystem. It's an amazing thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, the cycles of nature. And that's what at Karma Pharma we choose to be so aware of and place our attention on and make sure that we are feeding these cycles, because we know that we're a part of these cycles, and we find so much joy in participating in boosting them, right? Because through that we find our abundance, we find our tranquility and a peaceful ecosystem, a better stronger ecosystem. So yeah, potatoes, carrots, eggs, rice, strawberries, blueberries, squash, you name it. Anything from the produce section, right in the compost bucket. Any plant, anything that is less than anything that's just one step away from its natural source, meaning things that aren't incredibly processed, which certain things that have been very processed can be composted, right? So like cereal and dog foods and cat foods and stuff like that, like I said, all of that stuff, has been processed, but can be composted. The stuff that really shouldn't be in the compost pile is stuff more like recyclables. So like your plastics, glass, like I said, a lot of paper, if it's very thin paper and can be shredded up first, straight in the compost pile, and it'll break down super quick. But other things like thick cardboard, glass, plastic, like I said, and other things such as that should be sent to the recycling center. The compost bucket is primarily for very organic materials that will break down very quickly. It's simple as that, man. Very simple. Composting is something that our ancestors have always taken part in, all right? They knew about not wasting resources, all right? So the food that they didn't eat went right back into the ground to be put into the next harvest. I guarantee you, if we go back a certain amount of time, at most places, at most residences, you would find a compost pile. Just based on, because when people produce their own food much more, they were just more connected with that process, so people were just more aware of that. So the benefits of composting as a community is that we get these huge heaps that we can process lots of different materials with very quickly. So everybody gets access to great, super balanced, super nutritious material in a shorter amount of time than they would be able to access it on their own, only composting what they themselves are producing from their plot of land. That's an awesome thing, right? So that's another thing that we are bringing with Karma Pharma is the community composting aspect. So process your stuff faster with us. Yes, primarily organic materials are compostable. I'm going to include a few clips of me actually putting some compostable waste into my bucket, so you can have just a bit of an example. Good luck composting. I hope this video inspires lots of people to start composting, because it's so cool. We are getting to participate in the cycles of nature. We get to stick our hands in it and benefit from it. So yeah. And at the end of the process, we have this amazing plant food that gets to go back to our gardens and our farms. And you can use it too. If you're composting with me, after a few months of membership, you automatically start getting access to our compost piles, which is such good stuff. If you're a gardener, if you just want to put organic matter back into the soil, if you're aware of how really vital and important that is in our world right now, then yes, I have got the service for you. This is something that honestly, I really feel is very important right now. With the population of humans blowing up, just continuing to rise and faster, and our cities and our construction continuing to expand and doing away with more old forest land and old natural habitat that has been there for hundreds and thousands of years, doing away with it to put construction is changing the chemistry and the composition of our soils. It's changing the overall, just the the amount of topsoil that we have and the amount of organic matter that actually goes back into the earth, which is very important for the health of all of the plants, which the health of the plants is in turn important for all the health of all of the animals, and the health of all of the animals is in turn important for the health of the plants. In order to have a healthy ecosystem, we have to have healthy soils filled with organic material, readily available for microbes and for the microscopic realms of existence of the earth to do their thing that we don't even see, but they're so important. They're so important. So yeah, composting is important, man. It really is. And I'm here to deliver that message to my world. Yes. Thank you for watching. Tell somebody about composting. Tell them about it. It's like the funniest thing that most people don't even think about, right? And I did it for years. I just threw away my food. I didn't even think about it, man, where it was going, like what that meant. But now that I understand, I can't put a single piece of compostable waste in the normal trash anymore. I just feel I can't. It's like this strong magnet pulling me to the compost bucket. I'm like, this needs to go in here. And it feels great, man. It feels good, honestly. Try it. Try it out for yourself. See how it feels. Participating in this, making a choice that's gonna keep you aware of your relationship with nature. That is cool, all right? So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Here's an example of some compostable stuff. So we've got some tamale wrappers, which are just corn husks. Underneath all of this is chopped up pomegranate. So the leftovers from that, the rinds, the scraps, the peels, leftover seeds, and then there's this mixture of rice and eggs and potatoes that just sat out too long and went bad. So tossed it on in there. Perfect stuff. Great stuff. Good stuff. So, and you can see I just used this this pan that was already dirty. We had cooked in. It was open. It was up here on the stove, nice and big. So I just dumped it all in there until I dump it in the compost bucket. So oh yeah, good stuff right there. Easy as that. And next up we have eggshells. As soon as I crack an egg to make some, I put it right back in the carton. Nice and easy collection right there for you. So you fill her on up. Once you're done, add them to the compost. So many people eat eggs, right? That's tons of good nutrients in those eggshells that can go back to our soils, back to our gardens, back to our local farmers, all right? Nice and easy. Cool, awesome, beautiful. I love it. I do love me some eggs, I do. Can't wait to get chickens again, man. We had chickens before. We will have them again. Mark my words, I will have chickens. Eggshells. Woo! Well, well, well. Looks like we have ourselves here an old taco. Taco goes bad, throw it in the compost. It's proper resting place. After prepping some asparagus, cutting off that super, tough, chewy end, prime composting material. Collect them. Boom. So I'll move this a bit closer. Make this easier on myself. Simple as that. Soon as you prep it, bam. As soon as you make those cuts, just toss it right in. Coffee grounds. Good stuff. We like that in the compost. Oh yeah. If you're in Houston and you want to learn more about our composting service, check out our website, karmapharmatx.com. Stay posted for more videos to come on composting and just living a healthy, joyful, sustainable life, and really finding abundance, finding our abundance. All right, I am here to live in my abundance and live in a close relationship with nature, because I know that that's where my abundance will come from. And just to promote that in my world, to promote the awareness that we are so intricately connected with these systems and these cycles. And just that. And I guess I'll end with this. I just love being able to share me and share my passions. I love composting.